Keith Payne.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Keith Pace. This week, I spent about 33 hours painting these 4 models, which didn't leave much time to make a video, so it'll be a short one today. The models in question are the Death Guard Command Squad and Fetid Bloat Drone from the Dark Imperium box set. It took so long because I insisted on texturing their armor in a very time-consuming fashion. I did the 7 Plague Marines in a similar fashion a while back, and I wanted them to match, but I also wanted to try a different method. I'm not sure where I got the idea, but I heavily stippled them with a dry brush so they would look like a diseased white, and I ended up destroying the brush in the process. Not long after doing them, I watched a tutorial by Darren Latham, and the armor was everything I wanted, albeit in a more typical Death Guard green. But I liked his stippling technique much more, so I gave it a try. I started with a Xandri Dust base coat, and gave all the armor and any horns a wash with Seraphim Sepia. For the next step, I added some Mornfang Brown into the Xandri Dust, and stippled all over the armor pieces. Next, I stippled Xandri Dust everywhere that I hadn't just stippled black, as well as going over the edges and stippling some on the black as well. And then I repeat several times, with Ushabti Bone, Screaming Skull, and Pallid Witch Flesh, each trying to fill the gaps the previous color had left. Finally, I glazed White Scar over all the armor to pull it together some. So we're about 15 hours in at this point, and I'm far behind schedule. The armor is probably the most interesting part, so I'm just going to summarize the rest. Any flesh, including all cables that look like this, get Bugman's Glow, a wash of Druchii Violet, then Genestealer Purple, and Genestealer mixed with Celestra Grey for any highlights. All these little boils get a few layers of Lamenter's Yellow glaze. All metal got a base coat of Leadbelcher, and then anything bronzed I gave a second coat with Balthazar Gold. All metal then got a wash with Nuln Oil. Anything silver got Runefang Steel highlights, including any bolts on the shoulder pads and the big bell. Anything gold got Skull Crusher Brass for highlights. Most cloth got a base coat of Death Guard Green. Then I mixed in some black and gave them a kind of splotchy wash with the intent of it looking kind of terrible. Then I hatched Death Guard Green and Elysian Green over it. It's pretty subtle, but it looks alright. The Lord of Contagion's second cape I base coated with Screamer Pink, washed with Nuln Oil, then hatched with Tuskor Fur and Kislev Flesh. It looks much better than the first cape. The 3 Puffs of Smoke got a Celestra Grey base coat, a diluted Drakenhof Nightshade wash, then stippled with Celestra Grey and White Scar. The Nurglings are a plain flesh tone using Bugman's Glow, Cadian Flesh Tone, and Kislev Flesh. I think I used some Agrax Earthshade on them as well. The horns and the Plaguecaster's staff were just the original Xandri coat base dust, then the Seraphim Sepia wash, and an Agrax Earthshade wash as well. All those little veins are just Corn Red, then Abaddon Black over some of it. I only put veins growing where the armor has been damaged. Likewise, on the metal parts I used Nihilakh Oxide, but only on the damaged bits. I'm sure there's stuff I forgot, let me know in the comments if you have any questions, but I'm really happy to have the first half of this box complete. I'm planning on doing the other half next month as part of an army build challenge. In the meantime, if you enjoyed the video, then like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.